This episode of Sketch Eats is sponsored by OPER. Order, pay, earn, redeem.
Ow, that was hurtful.
Hi, I'm Becky, the order taker lady, and I'm here with Chef Boss and today's guest, Brandon, otherwise known as Oprah Brandon. Not Oprah Brandon, but Oprah.
No.
O-P-E-R.
Oper.
Yes. Oprah. Well, you're going to talk about Oprah a little bit later on. Right now, we're going to talk about technology in the restaurant industry. If you are like most restaurant owners, you do not understand technology very well.
No.
We're really excited when we can just figure out how the Square app works consistently enough. So going back to the whole technology thing, talk about some of the things we've tried in here.
Your basics, your Groupon sort of phone apps, that deal chicken, that sucked.
Yeah, a lot of those were coupon
Coupon,
type things.
Eateria was sort of a semi-local loyalty program. We've done our own stupid little business card or, punch list.
I think the thing is that
Pre-bid.
every time technology showed up in here, we got scared.
Yeah, it's like all you office types doing an update. It's 10 seconds after the freaking update that IT says, "Oh, no problems," it crashes. Or there's some bullshit. It sucks. That's how I updates and I don't know. Anything like that I don't do well with.
Well,
Technology just is another thing to deal with.
And I think the fear in here for us is that so much is so customizable that the moment you throw technology into it, you go, can the technology do what it is that we do on a face-to-face basis? And we are very personable with our customers. That's the other piece.
We direct, we guide, we encourage.
We get a lot of questions. We have to answer a lot of questions. And the moment you start talking about this new app, you're going, oh, great, how does this now work? And how is this going to add more stuff onto the
More
plate?
stress.
More stress. So let's talk about Brandon coming in.
Because this guy walks in the door.
So just to relive how this whole day went, Brandon comes in, sits down.
Probably not at the best time.
I don't know. What time of the day?
It was like probably late afternoon. You were in the back of the house. You were sitting at a table. And I see him. I ask to speak to the owners. He comes up. Typical. He's
Typical
like,
chef.
what do you got? I kind of showed him. I hate technology. I don't want anything to do with technology. Becky kind of like overhears this, kind of walks up to the counter.
Yeah, he's being very nice.
I was trying to be nice. Yeah.
Well, you are nice.
I wasn't nice. Unsolicited, new thing. I had no time for it.
So Brandon starts talking to me about it because I'm a little intrigued with it. And you're explaining it to me. And I think it's also helpful that you owned a restaurant in the past, and you
Well, I
could
was the AGM at Brio.
Okay,
But you had it. You
you
knew.
understood
Restaurant
that you understood the industry.
Yeah.
You we could talk, and you knew where our fears were when I started saying something. You knew exactly where it was, and
And he knew who to talk to.
yeah,
Her.
the nice one. So he shows this to me. I kind of get excited about it. I'm thinking, okay, I can see the benefit to this because as the front of the house person, I'm dealing with taking an order with a line of people. I've got the phone ringing. And in my mind, I'm thinking off of how Brandon is explaining it to me. If I've got this app that lessens a phone call from coming in that can help the flow of it, that would make my job much easier. Well, I go to communicate this with him.
I'm still piss and vinegar.
And it's like, I just got shut down completely. And it turns into then you go into the silent treatment for a couple of hours.
She said, we have a lot to talk about. I'll call you tomorrow. I said, okay.
But you left here thinking what?
I didn't think I was going to hear from you. Honestly, I really didn't. I thought that was it.
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal talk.
Because I talk and she makes decisions.
If it were only that easy. So the next time I talk to you, we actually said, yes, let's move forward and try it. And then it was a couple months.
Until we actually launched. I think I came by
Well-
the next day. We talked.
But
Yeah,
explain why
because- yeah.
explain why it was a little bit of that.
So yeah,
period
so
of
the
time.
process and what we were doing was building the database of restaurants, so then we could get people to actually have something to work with on the app.
Because this is new.
This is
you're,
new,
What,
yeah,
not
we're
even
this-
6 months?
Yeah, I think we've been live for about 4 months now.
Okay, right.
So yeah, getting the database of restaurants, then getting users to actually use the app is kind of where we're at now. But there was a big stretch of time where we just had restaurants, but we didn't have a live app. So we were in that process, when we talked to you originally. And
So how do you describe OPER? You sell us real fast.
so
got
OPER
15 seconds. Sell us.
So OPER for users, it's a rewards program. They get 5% back on every dollar spent through the app. They can either use it for online ordering or takeout, or dine in the restaurant. So any functionality of the restaurant, OPER can be useful in.
As owner operator small business, but also as a consumer, where we go out to eat, we take our families out. The one thing I do like about OPER is the fact that it's not just a one-stop app for one single location where you have to have a ton of different things on your phone, which that probably is a little bit unique. I don't know if there's anything else out there that does that.
Yeah, no, I mean, we, in building OPER and what we wanted to accomplish is kind of more of like a central rewards program. And think of it similar to like a credit card where you can use your credit card and earn 1% back on every purchase, right? OPER's 5% back, but you can use it at any one of the restaurants. You build rewards, the 5% back off every dollar, and then you can spend it at any one of the participating restaurants.
So it doesn't matter where I go.
Right. So
My
I can
rewards aren't just for where I spent my money. It's for
Exactly.
everybody that accepts OPER.
Exactly.
And explain what's the fee to a restaurant for participating in OPER.
So really, I mean, we don't charge them any equipment cost. There's no fees, no commissions. Really, what you guys would charge for a hot pot bowl you guys would get that exact amount of money back. We're working with virtual dollars. So say somebody comes into the hot pot and they spend $100, right? The customer gets a $5 virtual credit back. Hot pot gets their $100.
So we don't even pay our process.
So you don't-
Merchant processing
right, we
fees,
eat
that
all-
crap.
Right,
Gone.
we eat all the credit card processing. We really tried to incentivize the program for restaurants to not really give them any reason not to want to do it.
So the only thing we might possibly get sucked into is if somebody built up $20 worth of rewards and they come in and they want to buy food from us.
Exactly. So at the point of redemption, that's when the restaurant eats the cost. We're hoping, by eating your merchant fees that you're up a bunch of money and then you're never gonna.
Well, and the end of the day for us, everybody's a consumer. We all have our patterns. I think a standard operating thing is that most people have 6 or 7 restaurants they frequent. So chances are they've already spent money with us, and all we're simply doing is giving them, for us, 5%, which is nothing.
And I do love what you guys are doing in regards to the promotion piece of it because, it's been fun for us in here. We're going to be taking some of our staff out for dinner, but it really has been an incentive to get people shifting over to OPER. It's a win for the business owner.
Yeah.
It's a win for the customer because I get $10 when they use Hot Pot code. The consumer gets $10 free to just try it. And you guys get to spread the word. People are using it. People are utilizing it. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that code, that promotion really at this point has kind of gone viral. We're really trying to, hit that home, get people really comfortable with using the app, incentivize the owners for getting that merchant fee transaction, incentivize employees
Yeah.
for wanting to push their code to the diners.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that in an industry or in an era where technology is starting to take over so many things, you go, where does technology overtake the personality piece of it? And for me in here, it's been really easy because in certain pieces I can see how we could probably lose some customers if something like OPER was not existing, because we do get a line coming and it can take 20, 30 minutes for food to come up when we're really busy. So for how I introduce as a restaurant owner, how I introduce OPER to those guests is that if they're calling in or if they're coming in and it is that long wait, I simply tell them, are you familiar with OPER? Here it is, put this code in, you're gonna receive $10, but you don't have to stand in line, you don't have to wait in line, and the food is ready when you get here. You don't even have to worry about paying for it.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. It's no different than a telephone call. The only major difference between putting in a takeout phone call is you're not waiting for us to pick up the phone, and you don't have to do the payment option, which for us, we're small, which, obviously OPER is dealing with all sorts of people, but for a small business, we don't have 20 million POS systems. The POS crap out there, that stuff can be a huge portion of your opening expenses, and people don't get that, but we're talking, 10,000 plus just for the little touchscreen things that your server pops in the order onto. It's a stupid expensive thing. People aren't going to have 20 of them just sitting around so that they can take your, money for a Togo. There's a reason that sometimes that backs up. So for us, that is actually a very nice thing. And most of the time, especially for what we do, it's our regulars that have come in, they understand what we do, they know what they want. Then they start using OPER as a convenience.
So
And
we're
that's nice.
we're gonna have Brandon actually show you how OPER works from the customer side all the way over to the restaurant side of things. But in ending this, I guess our words to the restaurant owner out there is don't be afraid of technology, especially when somebody's walking in the door and they have a nice smile and they kind of make somewhat of sense. Don't just talk to the back of the house about what they want. Talk to the front of the house because we all know what we want.
Just like catering directors, they will sell all the shit every day, whatever. Back of the house, have to clean up the mess.
Remember, you are what you eat. Be a hot pot.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, OPER. If you'd like to sponsor an episode of Sketch Eats, please email us at sketcheatsstl@gmail.com.